Well, this is me making my bed in my van. It's the first night I'm going to sleep in my van. So Bumble's outside. Mandy's sleeping in Bumble tonight because Bumble's been sold, and obviously it's the last night she's going to get to sleep in Bumble. So I'm going to sleep in here tonight just to see what it's like. I'm not setting up the toilet. I use the toilet in the unit. But, yeah, first sleep in my own camper van. Oh yeah. I guess I'll see you in the morning. I'll let you know how it goes.
Morning. Oh, that was a good night's sleep, actually. Woke up a couple of times, but I think that's that weird thing of van life is sometimes you wake up and go, oh, where am I? Oh, yeah, I know where I am now. But generally, very comfortable. The mattress is just placed on top of the frames and the slats. So when I woke up this morning, the mattress had actually slipped this way quite a lot, actually. So I must wriggle around in my sleep so much that it's moved the mattress, which is quite odd. I had the little fan heater on there, tiny little electric fan heater, pulling about 570 watts or so. So just obviously I can remote control the EcoFlow, so I could switch it on and off remotely as when I needed it. But in all fairness, I just had it on a little bit before I went to bed, and I've not needed it on. It's a very toasty van, obviously with all the insulation everywhere, and my body heat was more than enough to heat it up. So yeah, well impressed with that. But now, get cracking. Get those lights finished on the roof.
But first, a trip to Magnum Motorhomes yet again. And why? Well, because Mandy started building her own camper van. Yeah, I'll put a link in the video description below to her camper van channel, but feel free to go and watch her van build.
Well, done this before. A van full of goodies and another 1,500 quid spent. Such is the life of a van builder these days. Everything costs a lot of money, and yeah, somebody's got taste.
Yeah, unfortunately, although you did stop me from buying a bucket for a toilet on the way out.
It's not going to happen.
It's not.
So yeah, got all the goodies, all the windows sorted out. Got to get back in this weather now. Obviously Mandy's van build's going to be quite different as well, which she's doing on her own channel. So if you don't know, Mandy's got her own channel now, and yeah, Unadventurous Mandy. I'll link it down below in the video description. But yeah, her van build's going to be quite different. As you can see, some of it is already lined, and she's been working on the ceiling already. So part of it's kind of like done for her, but she's still taking it out and then redoing it properly, because things weren't fixed in place and things like that. So we're doing it right. Sound deadening, all that kind of thing done. But she's going for the Max Air Dome fan. Thank you, Satnav. So yeah, some of you may not have seen the Max Air Dome fan. So that's going to be put in there, so that'll be quite interesting. Cutting out a circle in the roof and sealing all that down over the corrugated bits and everything. We'll work that one out as we do it. But yeah, we've got loads of that, the tape and all that kind of sealant sorted, so we've got loads of that ready, so it should be quite easy.
So in other news, I've been organising my workshop a bit better, so I can grab my light. I need the big battery, where I'm going to be working on the wiring for the lights on the roof. That's when you know there's something wrong with your camper van. When it's not moved for so long, that's the dust on the solar panel. I'm just up here at the moment fitting the little lights. So these are just sort of like perimeter lights. They're not mega bright or anything like that, but they're on our last van, and they certainly illuminate the area around your van quite well late at night. Not only for security, but you know, if you're coming back to the van or you want to find it, or you're having things going on around it. So yeah, pretty cool. So I'm just soldering up. Got these little solder, heat shrink, cable ties kind of production line going on. And I'm making my way to that corner, which is my last corner. So I've been at this for 2 days now, and this is another example of a job I think, I'll smash that out in 2 hours, be fine. And it's my second day. And it's not really because I'm being sort of precious about where I'm putting things. I mean, just the fact that there's cable ties all over it. You know, this to me is going to be a work vehicle. I want to take it places where I'm not going to be prissy about it being scratched or, you know, getting mud over it or anything like that. Therefore, it's not a show vehicle. I don't want to sort of like be hiding all the cables everywhere. You can come along and see the cables everywhere on my van, but they're secure, fastened well, and they're crimped, soldered, and heat shrinked. So, you know, they're properly sort of weather sealed and everything like that. And it's just taking longer than I thought just to crimp and solder. Why are you asking if I'm crimping and solder as well? Some people might ask about that. It depends whether I'm joining one cable to another or if I'm having a junction point where there's many cables, because each one of these is like kind of like 2 or 3 watts, and my cable that I use is twin core, and not only is it twin core but it's sheathed as well, so it's pretty good for external stuff. And that's 16 amp rated. So it means on one cable, I can have all the lights on one side of the van. And then on another cable, I can have the wires. I can have the light on the other side of the van off 2 different sort of switches, 2 different supplies. And they're all going through a gland over on the other side. I'll show you that in a minute, which I installed just before I put the roof and everything on inside, the ceiling on inside. So yeah, my process of doing all this is just the fact that I'm crimping some areas and then heat shrink and tie wrapping that, and in other areas I'm soldering where the cables are too fine to crimp correctly, like the crimp just wouldn't grasp enough. So I'm soldering and then doing all that, so it's just taking ages. I love my new soldering iron as well. Yep, it's a Ryobi battery soldering iron, because, you know, I've got all the batteries, so I thought I need one of them. So yeah, I got one of them off Amazon special, Black Friday deal and all that. So yeah, I am cracking on with things, and it's just taking much longer. I hope to be on the furniture by now. I don't know in how many videos I've said, oh, in your next video, you're going to see me scribing. Still haven't got to scribing yet, which is frustrating. And these are all the way around the sides. So 3 down each side, 2 across the back, and then 2 larger ones across the front. Now the larger ones, strangely enough, they don't sell anymore. So I've actually had them in for ages, but I can't find them anymore. And then on the corner are these ditch lights from Oxbeam. So yes, Oxbeam, yes, I was given them. And no, I don't have to kind of say anything yet because I've not even tried them. But obviously everyone else seems to rave at them. So yes, I did receive an email to say, would you like some Oxbeam lights for your camper van build? And I said, yes, please, because they seem to be really good and all my friends have got them. So give them a go. These are called the ditch lights or something like that. And they got the yellow filter on with like a beam spreader at the top and then a focus beam bit at the bottom. So yeah, just going to see how those work out basically. So that's where my wires came out from the gland up on the roof. They're just tucked in there at the moment, so I can easily get to them. So what I need to do now is I know each of them, what they are, whether they're left or right, or which type of lights as well. So just for testing purposes, I made up this cable. Obviously it's a Sigliter cable, and it's using that same 16mm cable that I talked to you about, which has, like I say, it's double shielded, so it's pretty good for outdoor use. I've used it for years and years and it's never given me any problem. And then I can just connect that up to my other cables temporarily, plug that into there, and this is fully charged, and that'll give me a light then, just so I can check everything's working all right. So there we go, those are those side lights working. Those top ones at the front there working away too. The 2 ones at the back of the van are working, and then if we go down the side of the van, you should see those 3 working too. So yeah, this is what I mean about giving you a bit more sort of light where you are. So the light's bouncing off there, and the light's also bouncing off the wall, but you can see that light all the way around there now. And normally this area, the back of the workshop's quite dark because there were no ceiling lights or anything like that, but you can see how much light they're putting out. So yeah, they're really cool, very low wattage, nice and cheap as well. Obviously easy to wire up, you know, all that kind of stuff. So now I need to go and check that the Oxbeam lights are working. Yes, you've guessed it. The Oxbeam lights are working too. So yeah, they look pretty cool, don't they? So yeah, well chuffed with that one. But I do have to say now I need to sit down because my legs are killing me from 2 days of standing up on a ladder, wiring all that stuff in. So there we go. I still haven't got around to doing any of the boxing in at the back, but that is going to be my next job, I promise. I've been keeping all of the wood that's left over. So everything that came out of the van, all the boxing in sections for the rear door cards, the floor. I've got another piece of floor down there. I'm going to use that for all my boxing in, so that I am utilizing as much as I can, sort of free products, if you like, or products that don't have a cost, because they're going into the boot. Most of them are going to be covered over, or you know what boots are like, you just chuck stuff in there, it gets scratched, or used and abused anyway. So that's why I'm not sort of being prissy about what I say about the van. It's a tool. So I love going on adventures in a vehicle. And therefore I've got to make sure that I'm honest about how I use it and where it's going to go and the wear and tear and stuff like that. So that's why I don't mind using the older wood. I am going to turn it to the good side, not the bad side or the dark side. I'm going to turn it around to the good side before I cut, so it's all going to be nicer. And I'm probably going to cover it with plastic dip as well, just so that it's finished all in black, because my boot lining on one side is going to match in with the wonderful colours of the EcoFlow stuff. And obviously the other stuff, the other walls that I'm building, the other furniture, I haven't quite decided on the colour scheme yet, but I'll get there. So unless anything weird happens, the next thing you're going to see from me is sorting out the furniture in the back. All right, I'll catch you next, guys. Oh, I'm so tired. I'll catch you next time, guys. Take care. Bye.